You know, I really feel that my last top 5 missed something. I mean, I still stand by my opinions and everything, but it was all about the Pokemon that suck when you use them. What about the other side of the battle? It's my top 5 most annoying Pokemon to fight. Keep in mind that I am only talking about in-game, as I'm not big on the competitive side of Pokemon. This list is also partially based on personal experience, so don't expect a completely objective, these are the most annoying Pokemon type of thing. So, let's get to it. Every wild Pokemon ever. This is at the bottom of the list because I'm not sure if it's cheating, but anyone who's ever played a Pokemon game can vouch for how frustrating this is. Sometimes it's not that bad, but in places like Chargestone Cave, you're going to be seeing wild Pokemon like every 2 steps. That's crazy when you consider how big Chargestone Cave is. Maybe I'm just too stupid or forgetful to buy repels before heading to a large route or cave, but come on, do we really need this many wild Pokemon? And even if you do bring repels, they're oftentimes completely useless in higher level post-game areas like the Giant Chasm. And why is it that on the few occasions that you're actually looking for wild Pokemon, they're never there? As much as I wish this feature was changed, to tell the truth I can't quite think of a better way to encounter wild Pokemon. But seriously, couldn't they have at least lowered the encounter rate for Chargestone Cave a bit? Oh, and if you're wondering why both of my examples are from Black and White, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Black recently, and while doing it I found some pretty annoying Pokemon. As much as I want to include Elisa's annoying Emolga, I have another that's pretty much the bane of my existence. Watchog. Villain teams have always had some annoying Pokemon, likely to make the player genuinely hate them. There's Zubat, there's more Zubat, and there's Team Plasma who have Watchogs and Zubat. You want to know a surefire way to make a Pokemon annoying? Confusion. Another? Sleep. Well, Team Plasma decided they would have both on one Pokemon. Genius. It doesn't help that Team Plasma's Watchog troop generally come with Super Fang, which will always hit for half your HP no matter what. Game Freak, if you wanted us to hate Team Plasma's guts, you have definitely succeeded. Let's face it, you all saw this one coming. Everybody has their stories about Whitney's Miltank. As per the usual with annoying Pokemon, this cow's moveset is completely tailored around making you want to kill yourself. For the few of you who haven't played the Johto games, here's the deal. Whitney's Miltank uses Attract to make half of your Pokemon useless. Due to gender ratios, this will most likely include your starter, which at this point in the game is probably your strongest team member. While you're unable to attack, Miltank will just keep using rollout and building up power. Even when you do manage to hit Miltank, one milk drink will just restore all her health back. Like many of you, I have my own Miltank story. I was in elementary school at the time, and my Pokemon team pretty much only consisted of my male Quilava. Therefore, Miltank completely wrecked me. So one of the older kids offered to help, and I gladly accepted. What did he do? Beat Whitney. How? By doing the exact same thing that I had done over and over again. Ever since then, I always knew that a fight against Whitney would be no easy feat. It's never just another Pokemon battle, it's a story and an intense hardship that you'll never forget for the rest of your life. And I don't like it. You know how I said this list is also partially based on personal experience? Well, the main reason behind that was because of this entry. Ladies and gentlemen, my most excruciating experience in a Pokemon game ever, Chansey. Chansey has always been one of the most difficult Pokemon to catch due to things like the Safari Zone and just plain old low encounter rates. and my Chansey nightmare came in the form of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. After all that waiting and messing with the system clock, I had finally got a swarm of Chansey to appear. So I go to catch one and I figure that would be it. Not quite. Chansey has a fairly low catch rate, so I had to weaken it a bit before catching. But wouldn't you know, Chansey decided to pull a Whitney on me with the combination of Minimize and Soft Boiled. It would just spam the living daylights out of Minimize to raise its evasion to ridiculously high levels, and the couple of times I could actually hit it, the hit barely grazed its crazy defensive stats, and afterwards it would just heal with Soft Boiled. I stayed up all night trying to catch this thing, and the memory lodged into my skull forever. I eventually did catch it, and in fact still have it today. It will never let me forget. So what's worse than one living nightmare? Multiple living nightmares. What's worse than an annoying Pokemon that you catch? A Pokemon so annoying, it's not even worth trying. I know that I put wild Pokemon at the bottom because it could be considered cheating since it's a group of Pokemon rather than just a single one, but that's not going to stop me this time. This group of Pokemon deserves to be number one in every way imaginable. Roaming Legendaries. Okay, so I figured rather than just telling you why I hate these Pokemon, I'm going to show you exactly how they work. You know, just for those who aren't aware. Step 1. Go to where they are. This is easier said than done, because flying to a new location makes them completely change locations. Even if you walk there, they'll still randomly move about, sometimes across ridiculous distances. Or, if you're really unlucky, through caves. And sometimes it's really messed up, like when the bulletin board next to Route 11 says it's on Route 11, but you go there and it's not there, and then you go back and the bulletin board still says it's on Route 11, so you double check and it's still not there, and sometimes they just vanish completely. Step 2. Now that you're on the right route, walk around in the grass until you find it. But sometimes you'll just find regular Pokemon, and in that time the roamers could run away. In that case, repeat step 1. Step 3. Once you get into battle, I hope one of your team members has a move like Mean Look or Block, because the roamers will try to flee on the first turn. It doesn't even matter if you put them to sleep or freeze them, they'll still be able to run away somehow. Oh, what's that? You think you can just use that random Rattata you have that happened to have Mean Look? Nope, because if the roamer is faster, it will still run away. Now that you've trapped it, just weaken it and throw some balls. If you fail, either rebattle the Elite Four or reset and repeat steps 1 through 3. Other than my one free Master Ball capture, I've learned to just not bother with these guys. It's just such a shame because I really love collecting legendaries and it feels so wrong to just leave them alone. If you want one specific Pokemon for number 1, I'd say Latios. Its high speed makes it always go first, even when I do happen to have a Mean Looker on my team. I understand that there are ways to make a process easier, like repeatedly flying to central areas and using trapping abilities rather than attacks, but this does nothing to diminish the chaos that is roaming legends. Oh, and thank Arceus that they fixed this in X and Y. I still prefer the normal go through the dungeon fight the legendary, but that's really just minor nitpicking compared to the classic formula. Okay, that's enough countdowns and enough complaining for a while. Now on to something else.